the Los Angeles Lakers suffered one of their most gut-wrenching defeats of the season, falling 119-117 to the Chicago Bulls in a game that slipped away in the final moments. A 5-point lead with just 12 seconds left should have been enough to secure the win, but a disastrous sequence of events flipped the script completely. And the exclamation point? A jaw-dropping half-court buzzer beater from Josh Giddey that stunned the Lakers and their fans. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. It was a moment that will be replayed over and over, one that turned what should have been a routine victory into a painful loss. And after the game, LeBron James took full responsibility for his role in the collapse. For most of the game, the Lakers had control. They built leads, executed their game plan, and seemed poised to walk away with a hard-fought win. But basketball is a game of moments, and in the final 12 seconds, the Lakers experienced the worst possible sequence of events. With the scoreboard showing 115-110 in favor of the Lakers, it looked like the game was in the bag. The Bulls had possession, but time was running out. The only thing the Lakers needed to do was play solid defense, avoid unnecessary fouls, and close it out. Instead, everything unraveled. Patrick Williams fires a three, nothing but net. Just like that, the lead shrinks to 2. 9.8 seconds remaining. The Lakers just need to inbound the ball and draw a foul. But LeBron James makes a careless inbound pass, easily intercepted by Josh Giddey. Giddey immediately dishes it to Kobe White, who buries another three-pointer, and in the blink of an eye, the Bulls take the lead. 116-115. That's 6 points in just 6 seconds. Lakers fans in the arena were stunned. A game that felt secure had just been flipped upside down. But there was still time. Austin Reaves steps up. In a high-pressure moment, he drives straight to the rim and converts a quick layup. The Lakers reclaim the lead 117-116. The nightmare seemed to be over. But then, the unimaginable happened. With just 1.7 seconds on the clock, the Bulls had one last chance. They inbound the ball to Josh Giddey, who took a desperate half-court shot at the buzzer. And he nailed it. Game over. Bulls win. A crushing defeat for the Lakers, one that left the team in complete shock. After the game, LeBron James didn't make excuses. He didn't blame his teammates, the referees, or bad luck. He took full responsibility for his costly turnover that led to the Bulls' comeback. We were in position to win. A terrible inbound mistake by me. A miscommunication on the previous play. Austin Reaves still hit a huge shot to give us hope, but you gotta tip your hat when someone makes a half-court shot. LeBron's words show just how painful this loss was. The Lakers had the game in their hands, only to let it slip away in the final moments. Statistically, LeBron had a solid night, 17 points on 8-4-20 shooting, along with 5 rebounds and 12 assists. But all of that was overshadowed by one crucial mistake in crunch time. And it wasn't just him. The entire team collapsed in the final moments. The Lakers allowed 9 points in the last 12 seconds, 3 of them from beyond half-court. That simply can't happen to a team with championship aspirations. This wasn't just another loss. It was their 4th loss in 5 games, and their 8th defeat in the last 12. The Lakers still hold the 5th seed in the Western Conference at 44-29, but their cushion over the Clippers and Warriors, both sitting at 41-31, is shrinking fast. Even more concerning, the Memphis Grizzlies are tied with them at 44-29. And guess what? The Lakers will face them in a must-win showdown on Saturday. A few weeks ago, the Lakers looked like a team ready to push for a top 3 seed. Now, they're fighting to avoid the play-in tournament. If they don't turn things around soon, they could slip even further, and that's not where this team wants to be heading into the postseason. The Lakers have already been through injury struggles, inconsistent performances, and chemistry issues this season. But now, they face their biggest challenge yet, stopping the bleeding before it's too late. The good news? There's still time to regroup, reset, and refocus before the playoffs. But this latest loss serves as a wake-up call. If they can't close out games, their championship hopes will fade fast. For LeBron James and the Lakers, the message is clear. It's time to step up, or risk a disastrous ending to the season. The Los Angeles Lakers have made a significant move by waiving Reddish, a player who had been with the team for 2 seasons, in order to open up a roster spot. The spot created by this move is expected to be filled by Goodwin, who had reached the game limit on his two-way contract. This update comes from Shams Charania of ESPN, who reported the decision on the roster change. Goodwin's situation is unique because his two-way contract allowed him to play for the Lakers in a limited number of games, and he had already hit the maximum games allowed under the contract. His last eligible game under this deal was the Lakers' matchup against the Indiana Pacers on Wednesday. The young guard has proven to be a solid asset for the Lakers, particularly as a bench player. Over the course of the season, he's averaged 6.7 points per game and 4.1 rebounds per game, with notable contributions on defense. His performance has been impressive enough that the Lakers have opted to promote him to a full-time NBA contract. Goodwin's transition to a regular contract is essential for his playoff eligibility. If he had remained on the two-way contract, he would not have been able to participate in the playoffs due to the restrictions placed on two-way players. By converting his contract to a standard NBA deal, Goodwin now has the opportunity to contribute to the Lakers' playoff run, something the team clearly values. On the other hand, Reddish's time with the Lakers has come to an end after a relatively uneventful tenure with the team. Reddish had been seen as a potential breakout player after being highly regarded as a college prospect, but his journey in the NBA has been marked by inconsistency and limited opportunity. He began his career with the Atlanta Hawks, where he showed flashes of potential but never quite lived up to the high expectations placed on him. After his stint with the Hawks, Reddish went on to play for the New York Knicks and Portland Trail Blazers before landing with the Lakers. During his time with Los Angeles, he averaged 4.5 points and 2 rebounds across 2 seasons, contributing in limited minutes but not fully breaking through. Despite his pedigree and potential, Reddish couldn't overcome the challenges he faced on the court, and he ultimately lost out to Alex Len in the battle for the roster spot. Both players were considered the main candidates to be waived in order to make room for Goodwin. According to Jovan Buha of The Athletic, the decision ultimately came down to Reddish and Len, with Reddish being the one who lost out. This decision marks a significant moment in Reddish's career, as he was unable to fulfill the promise many believed he had when he entered the NBA. While the Lakers could have opted to keep Reddish on the roster or convert his two-way contract into a regular contract, they decided to prioritize Goodwin, a player who has shown growth and has a skill set that fits well with the Lakers' current needs. The Lakers' decision to waive Reddish was likely influenced by a variety of factors, including the team's need for consistency and stability as they head into the final stretch of the regular season and prepare for the playoffs. As Buha pointed out, there is still a chance that the Lakers could convert all 3 of their two-way players into regular contracts, but that's seen as an unlikely scenario. The 2 players with the most realistic chance of being waived were Len and Reddish, with Reddish being the one to ultimately lose his spot. Shake Milton, who still has 2 years remaining on his contract, is considered a valuable trade asset and is unlikely to be waived at this time. Meanwhile, Markieff Morris, who is well liked by key figures like LeBron James and Luka Doncic, also has the potential to be a factor in the team's playoff plans. The Lakers are now in a position where they could make additional roster moves as they head into the postseason. The team is likely to keep one other two-way player alongside Goodwin, but the decision remains up in the air. The players in question are Christian Koloko and Trey Jamison, both of whom have shown promise but are not guaranteed to stay with the team. The Lakers could waive either or both of them in order to sign a free agent who could provide a more immediate impact as the team gears up for the playoffs. This decision would allow the Lakers to further strengthen their roster for the postseason, which is critical as the competition in the Western Conference intensifies. While the Lakers' roster moves are essential to their playoff preparations, it's also worth noting that the team had already been trying to move on from Reddish before this decision. The Lakers had originally attempted to include Reddish in a trade that would bring Mark Williams to Los Angeles. However, Williams, the center from the Charlotte Hornets, failed his physical examination with the Lakers, which meant that the trade could not be completed. As a result, Reddish remained with the team for a bit longer, but ultimately, his time with the Lakers came to an end with this waiver. For the Lakers, these roster changes come at a crucial time as they aim to solidify their position in the playoff standings. The team currently sits in the 4th seed in the Western Conference, which is an important spot to maintain as the race for playoff seeding remains tight. With only a few games left in the regular season, the Lakers are working hard to stay in the top 4 of the Western Conference and secure home court advantage for the first round of the playoffs. With the playoff race as close as it is, every roster decision counts. The Lakers will continue to evaluate their options as they look to make a deep run in the postseason. By making these roster moves, they are positioning themselves for success and ensuring that they have the best possible lineup heading into the playoffs. The Lakers' front office and coaching staff will undoubtedly continue to monitor the situation closely, making adjustments as necessary to ensure that the team is in the best possible shape to contend for an NBA championship. As the Lakers finalize their roster, they are keeping a close eye on potential additions and subtractions. The team's main focus is on building a roster that can go deep in the playoffs, with a mix of experienced players and young talent who can contribute when needed. The Lakers' playoff aspirations are alive and well, but the outcome of their season will largely depend on how they handle these final roster decisions and how the team performs once the postseason begins. While LeBron James and Luka Doncic continue to carry the load, both superstars desperately need more support, particularly in the frontcourt, and Lakers management must make a move to address these gaps if they want to contend for the championship. With the team needing depth to push through the final stretch of the regular season and into the playoffs, the Lakers are expected to be active in the trade market this summer. Reports indicate that one of the primary targets for the Lakers is a versatile big man, and they are eyeing Brooklyn Nets backup center Day'Ron Sharpe as a potential addition. Sharpe, who has shown consistent growth this season, is expected to draw significant interest from several teams as the free agency period approaches, and the Lakers will likely face stiff competition to land the 23-year-old. Sharpe, who stands at 6 feet 9 inches, has been performing at a high level during the 2024-25 NBA season, averaging 7.9 points, 6.6 rebounds, 1.8 assists, and 0.8 blocks in just 18.1 minutes per game. His ability to contribute on both ends of the floor with his efficiency, energy, and versatility has made him a desirable option for the Lakers, who need additional help in their frontcourt to complement the dynamic duo of LeBron James and Luka Doncic. Sharpe's presence could be the extra boost the Lakers need to round out their roster and give them the depth needed to make a serious playoff run. The Brooklyn Nets, however, already have a significant investment in their starting center Nicholas Claxton, who is set to make $25.4 million next season. With such a financial commitment to Claxton, the Nets may be hesitant to match any aggressive offers for Sharpe, especially considering that they may already be prioritizing their resources elsewhere. As noted by Eric Pincus of Bleacher Report, Sharpe's situation is interesting as he could become a restricted free agent if the Nets extend a qualifying offer. This would allow them to match any offers from other teams, giving Brooklyn the right to retain him. However, with multiple teams expected to be in the running to sign Sharpe, the Lakers will need to act quickly if they want to avoid getting caught in a bidding war for his services. Sharpe, whose growth has been a bright spot for the Nets, has shown flashes of promise as a solid big man who can provide rebounding, shot blocking, and offensive versatility. His ability to stretch the floor as a big man and his strong work ethic have helped him find a consistent role in Brooklyn's rotation. Sharpe has the tools to be an impact player for the Lakers, especially considering their current needs. LeBron James, who has been carrying much of the offensive load, and Luka Doncic, who has made an immediate impact since joining the team, could benefit from having a strong frontcourt player like Sharpe to support them. The situation is also complicated by the fact that the Lakers will have to contend with other teams looking to acquire Sharpe's services. The potential competition for Sharpe could come from multiple playoff contending teams in need of frontcourt depth, and that could make it even harder for the Lakers to secure his signature. As such, the Lakers front office will need to act swiftly and decisively to ensure they don't lose out on a potential key contributor for the upcoming season. With multiple teams likely to show interest in Sharpe, the Lakers will have to make sure they offer a competitive deal that would entice the young forward to join their roster. The Lakers front office will also need to consider the long-term picture, as Sharpe's development could provide valuable depth behind the team's core players in future seasons as well. This makes Sharpe an even more attractive option, as he could be an investment for both the present and the future of the franchise. Aside from Sharpe's individual talents, his potential fit with the Lakers is worth considering. Sharpe's size, skill set, and defensive capabilities would allow him to play alongside LeBron James and Luka Doncic in a variety of lineups. His ability to stretch the floor and provide rebounding and rim protection would help the Lakers balance their offensive and defensive approach, complementing the star duo with a solid third option. It's clear that the Lakers' frontcourt is a weak spot on the roster, and they will need to make improvements in order to build a team that can contend for a title. Sharpe's strong season so far has put him on the radar of several teams, and the Lakers are well positioned to pursue him if they can clear the necessary cap space and make a competitive offer. While the Lakers front office works to strengthen the roster through free agency and potential trades, it remains to be seen how they will address their frontcourt concerns before the playoffs. LeBron James, who is in the latter stages of his career, has continued to perform at an elite level, but the team's success will ultimately depend on whether the Lakers can surround him with the necessary talent to compete at the highest level. The addition of a versatile player like Day'Ron Sharpe could provide that missing piece, allowing LeBron James and Luka Doncic to lead the team into the postseason with a much stronger supporting cast. If the Lakers do manage to secure Sharpe, they will be adding a young and talented big man who can make an immediate impact on both ends of the floor. However, the challenge will be overcoming the competition and striking while the iron is hot. The Lakers have proven that they are willing to make bold moves in the past to build a championship contender, and pursuing a player like Sharpe could be another step in solidifying their roster for the playoff push.